in a Christian family that, you know, our family aren't particularly religious anyway, but we did celebrate Christmas, we were Christian, and it just, the religion never really spoke to me. It never really gave me like the same comfort that Islam does, and I think after looking into things and starting to pray my namaz and, you know, learning how to pray, learning how to say things, learning how to read certain things, I just think that the religion just spoke to me and it filled a gap in my heart and in my soul. That sounds really deep, but it just filled a gap in me that other reverts may find comfort in this, and also to just have a community, as I have as my husband's family, and it's really nice to hear from other Muslims and other reverts as well, because it just creates such an amazing community, and I feel super blessed to be part of such an amazing community. So I feel like I wanted to answer this question today, because I wanted to kind of share my story with you guys. Everyone's journey is very different. Some people were born Muslim, some people reverted, but everyone will have their own reason as to why. For me, the main reason was I met my husband and he really kind of introduced me to the religion. There was no forcefulness, there was no brainwashing, because I know some of the people said on my last video that I was brainwashed. He is a Muslim, was a Muslim when we met, and just through being around him, I started to learn a lot more about the religion. I started to look into things for myself, because I'm someone who just likes to research stuff anyway. I like to learn about new things. So this was something that I was very interested in, and I found myself doing a lot of research. Unless you are a revert yourself, it will be very hard to understand this feeling, but felt like there was part of me that was missing, and I felt like I didn't have an outlet or a higher being or a religion that really spoke to me. As in a Christian family that, you know, our family aren't particularly religious anyway, but we did celebrate Christmas, we were Christian, and it just, the religion never really spoke to me. It never really gave me like the same comfort that Islam does, and I think after looking into things and starting to pray my namaz and, you know, learning how to pray, learning how to say things, learning how to read certain things, I just think that the religion just spoke to me and it filled a gap in my heart and in my soul. That sounds really deep, but it just filled a gap in me that I didn't always know I was missing. I feel so complete, and if that is something that it does to you when you research it and when you start to learn more about it, then that is a good sign. That is a sign that, you know, Allah has chosen you to be a Muslim, and that is just so incredible, and that is something that you definitely shouldn't ignore or take lightly. It was a decision that I definitely waited until I knew I was ready to make. I really did take my shahada. It just felt like everything was complete, everything was whole. That is the best way I can kind of explain why I reverted. And we do say revert over convert because in Islam we believe everyone is born a Muslim, and certain people revert back to Islam. So that is why we say revert. So the first habit that I have been, alhamdulillah, doing during Ramadan, which I would like to continue afterwards, is praying tahajjud. I have found a lot of peace in praying tahajjud during Ramadan, and it is definitely something that I want to be able to do after Ramadan and keep it up as a habit. It also ensures that I'm praying Fajr on time as well, and yeah, it's just a habit that I have got into during Ramadan and I want to carry with me because I think it's so important and it just gives you so many more blessings, inshallah. The next habit that I want to continue is praying all my namaz on time, so not having to make anything up at the end of the day. I want to make sure that I am setting aside time in my day for Salah, and that's something that I have been doing during Ramadan. I've been praying everything on time, and I really want to make sure that I can carry that on and make that a habit. We should all be praying 5 times a day anyway. However, being self-employed, it means that I can set aside time in the day to make sure I'm praying things on time. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I can continue to do that. The next one is kind of not really related to religion, but it's just something that I want to do. During Ramadan, we haven't been having any takeaways at all. We haven't been eating out, and that is definitely something that I want to carry on after Ramadan. I want to make sure that we are being super grateful for the food that we can buy and have in our house, and that we're not wasting any food. And I want to make sure that, you know, takeaways are a luxury. They're not something that we should be making a habit out of eating every single day. Every household is different, but for us, I just want to make sure that we're eating healthy and that we are grateful for the food that we can have in the house, and that we're not wasting anything. So after Ramadan, I want to make sure that we are definitely limiting the amount of takeaways that we have and buy. Something else that I have had a real hold of during Ramadan is my anger, and keeping peaceful and not swearing, and just basically making sure that I'm not being super angry. I definitely have, I wouldn't say anger issues, but I find myself getting very angry, very worked up a lot of the time, and I don't want to be in that state. I want to be peaceful always, and I want to basically use my Salah as an outlet for anger. So if I am feeling angry, or I'm feeling worked up, or I'm feeling emotional or agitated, I want to make sure that I can keep that in check, and basically use praying as an outlet for that. So that is something that I want to make sure that after Ramadan I am still keeping a hold of. And the last thing that I want to keep prioritizing is my faith. I want to make sure that I'm prioritizing that over anything else. I'm very lucky being self-employed that I can, like I said, make time in the day for my Salah. But it's not just about that. It's also about just keeping a hold of my faith through daily life, and making sure that I am, you know, performing as many sunnahs as I can. So those were kind of 5 things that I really wanted to make a habit of after Ramadan and carry through Ramadan and into my daily life. I hope that this maybe gave you a little bit of inspiration as to some things that you might want to, you know, proceed with after Ramadan.